Hello, everyone. This is take 2 for Tea Time Wednesdays. I am trying this on my computer for the first time ever, so I'm going to wait for everyone who is on my take 1 to hop on and to let me know if you can hear me now. Laura, are we good? Can see me? I've been having some trouble with my phone, so I think that's what it was. My microphone has been a little bit shot. So it may be time for a new phone. So please just let me know we're good this time around. Christina, hello. Is it on my, yes, okay, good. Yay. All right, I guess I need a new phone. Good. All right. This is actually a lot better because I can see like your comments a little bit better, so it might have worked out for a reason. Good. All right. So as I was saying, and no one could hear me on my phone here, that I need a new one now. Vibrational alignment, we're going to talk about it on a different time. I'm always going to try to do Wednesdays, but the times might be shifting around until I figure out what's going on with my schedule because of some manifestations that I have done, which has inspired me for this call and alignment and manifestations and vibrations and all that good stuff. And so that's why I'm doing this topic, because things are lining up for me and techniques that I'm using and things that I'm doing. And so I have to share it with you. So I like to jump right into it, not spend too much time waiting for people, because most of you watch this on the replay. Those of you that are here, I'm excited. So vibrational alignment, kind of, if you're not into, and now the cat. First it was the dog. I'm still watching my mom's cat here. She's a sweetheart. You can do like whatever to her and she doesn't care. It's very weird and crazy, but she's totally cool. Anyway, so this vibrational alignment thing, if you're into law of attraction or you're into sort of this whole quantum physics, creating your own reality stuff, then seeing that is like, boom, I get what she's saying. I understand what she's going to talk about. If not, then I hopefully very quickly can clear up a little bit of vibration and alignment. And even if you do know this stuff, even for me, sometimes when I just hear it again and I get it repeated or it's just said in a different way that it kind of clicks a little bit more, hopefully I can sort of do that for you and bring it back to you, because I know I still go back to Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks and just sort of their things every now and again. And even though I feel like I've moved on to a lot of more intense teachings and moved on in a different form, I still find myself usually going back just to sort of get myself back into it again when I feel like I'm losing it, and it always works and it always helps. So I'm hoping that this will do this for you as well. So jumping right into it, and I'm going to put in the comments hopefully it copied it. No, okay. Probably when we're done, a picture of an emotional guidance scale, okay? And so when we're done, I'll post it in there so you'll be able to go into the comments if you watch this in another group, which I post it sometimes in, then you come to the page and you'll see it. But when we think about vibration and energy without getting into the quantum physics of everything, because I could not explain it. It's kind of like a language that you understand, but when you try to like explain it, it's a lot harder. I get quantum physics, I get how this all works, but sometimes explaining it is a little bit difficult in terms of the quantum physics part. But if you could just bear with me and just sort of imagine that you are not what you are here right now, not this physical being, but you are radiating a frequency out, some sort of an energy out. Just like you have Wi-Fi in your house and you can get a signal from your computer to your TV and from your router to your TV or your phone or whatever it is, that's space in between where there is energy. And we are always vibrating at a certain frequency and at a certain energy. Sometimes it's very high, sometimes it's very low. And even though there's space in between things, that space is occupied by energy and frequency. So we are always emitting something, whether it be very low or very high. Just like in life, we're never still. There's never nothing happening. We're either regressing or progressing, right? There's always movement. There's never just stillness. So we're always vibrating at a certain frequency, and that those frequencies are our emotions. Our emotions are energy in motion. So when we think about sadness, when we think about despair, when we think about shame, when we think about guilt, when we think about all of these negative feelings and negative emotions, they're very low frequency. So our body is literally vibrating at a very low frequency. If we are happy and we're full of joy and we're full of appreciation and empowerment and strength and love and all these really high vibrational feelings and emotions, then our frequencies are a lot higher. So we're vibrating very fast or vibrating very slow. And so if we can start to understand that, just that simpleness of my emotions are energy in motion, and knowing that, understanding that what we're feeling, we're either very quickly vibrating and pulsing or we're very low vibrating and pulsing. Just knowing that and understanding that is something that, if you can have control of that, understanding that when an emotion comes up, that it is a frequency that is being admitted out from you, that is a start. That is to know that, to understand that. To secondly understand that on a broader spectrum is that the realities that we are imagining, the realities that we desire, the things that we want in our life, those things are already done, right? If we've thought it, then they've already happened, and there is a place in space, again, quantum physics, where those things that we want, those things that we desire, the situations that we want, the people that we want, the money that we want, the things that we want, the material things, all of those things are already created, and they're vibrating themselves as just like we vibrate as people. Situations vibrate at a certain frequency. So if you think about where you want to go and what you want to be and what you want to have and what you want to do, there is another reality that's equally sending out an energy system and a frequency that is vibrating either, again, very high or very low. And so alignment, right? And I always think about this, and I'm like, yes, it's law of attraction, and we have this whole like thing about it, and everybody follows it, but I really think it should be law of alignment, because I think at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. I don't think it's so much of bringing something to you or bringing a reality to you. I think it's more of alignment. It's really just matching the frequency of that reality with the way that you're feeling and allowing that to come together. And if you follow Abraham Hicks and you follow law of attraction stuff and you follow this whole quantum physics, vibrational hologram universe and all that fun stuff, you know that's the vortex, right? That's where all of the cooperative components are happening. That's where the right people show up, the right places show up, the ideas happen, inspiration happens. And so when the frequency of reality matches the frequency of how you feel, and those things come together, boom, that's where manifestation happens. That's where things are really coming together. So I wanted to sort of get you to understand, and if you do understand that, to get, like, remember that, because we forget that, right? We get so caught up in just being human and emotional and being all over the place, to understand that the person that you are and the reality that you desire and the feelings that you want to feel there and the things that you have there is a certain energy and certain frequency. But then you're here right now and you're a certain energy and you're a certain frequency. And so if those are here and you're here, it doesn't happen, right? So it's all about alignment. It's all about feeling what you would feel in that reality that you want, thinking like you would think in that reality that you want, acting like you would act in that reality that you want. And so if you match those frequencies and you have the same energy that you would have in that reality, then it is law. It is called the law for a reason, because it's physics and it's quantum and it's science and it's proven, and it's not just woohoo, and it's not just a spiritual new age crap. It is science. It's being proven. Like I said, I can't break down into like atoms and electrons and all that stuff. I was never good at any of that stuff anyway, but I get it. And I hopefully that sort of clears it up in the sense of energy and where that can happen, right? So wherever you are in your mind that you wish you would be, if you're not there yet already, then you're not matching the frequency that is there. Okay, so I want to give you just sort of like a few things that you can think about and a few ideas that you can sort of start to weave into how you act every day and how you think every day and how you feel every day, so that those manifestations and the things that you're trying to obtain are coming into you a little bit easier, and you are aligning with that, right? Because like attracts like. So the energy of one thing is going to attract the energy of another thing if both things are on that same frequency. So I want to get you there. I want you to be able to take yourself there and to start to manifest. And the thing is, guys, like there's always going to be new manifestations. There's always going to be new things that you want. So you're going to get something, and then you're going to want something else, and then you're going to get that, and then you're going to want something. Like that progress is growing. Progress is living. Progress is growing. When Tony Robbins says it all the time, if you're not progressing, you're dying, right? If there's not growth, if there's not expansion, then you're dying, right? So we're always going to be wanting more. And even if you're the best manifestor in the world, and I like to think I'm pretty good at it, there's always going to be blocks, and there's always going to be certain things that keep you away from those manifestations. And maybe the next video, that's what I'll do. We'll talk about maybe some limiting beliefs and things that get in the way. I posted a little bit about that yesterday. But today we're going to talk about alignment and achieving that vibrational frequency, that emotion that matches up with the reality that you are desiring and the thing that you're really trying to get and obtain, or to be, or to do, or to have, right? So I want you to think about like something that you've been really wanting for a while, and it can be anything. It can be a material thing, it could be a relationship, it could be money, it could be a business, it could be your career, it could be just everybody at some level is wanting something. Like there's no one that's like, oh yeah, I'm good. Yes, you can be appreciative, and you can be in a good space, and you can be content, and you can be happy, but again, desire is instilled in us for a reason, because we're meant to grow and expand and move. So there is something that you're wanting, right? And in that wanting, there is an emotion associating with that wanting, which is usually lack, okay? That energy of lack, that it's not here yet. So thinking back to what I shared with you, when your energy and your frequency has to match that of the reality that you want, in the reality that you want where you have that, are you feeling lack? No, because you have what it is that you want. Right? You have exactly what it is that you want. In the theory of your imagination, your visualization of where you would prefer to be, there is not any lack, because you already have it. So here's a clear example. You are here right now, and you are vibrating a feeling of lack. It's not here yet. I want it. I don't have it. Why isn't it here? Why isn't it coming? Why is it so difficult? I would really prefer this, and it's not here yet. And in the reality that it is already swirling, and your reality is there already, the energy that you are in that reality, you have it. So you're fulfilled. You're content, you're happy, you're joyous, you feel good that you have what you want. So right there you have a mix of energy. Your frequency is low here. This is where you are right now. This is where you want to be. So how can we work ourselves up to a frequency where we are in alignment with the manifestation, or with the thing that we are desiring? And that's where your emotional guidance scale comes in. That's where thinking about your emotions as a energy is going to change where you are on that frequency. It's going to move you up so that you can align with that. So that, again, I don't like to think of it as attraction, because attraction to me is sort of like it's pulling you, it's being pulled to you. Like it's really a meeting. It's really a connection, right? And I think of it like God, and I think of it like source, and I think of it like everything coming together and just working out, right? When things are going right and things are just flowing, and it's like boom, 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 like everything's going in the order that it's supposed to go, and working out the way that it's supposed to work out, and you're just like, holy crap, this is going, like everything is just perfect. Right? That's a place where there's alignment happening. That's where your frequency is starting to match your reality. So in your emotional guidance scale, and I'm going to put this up in the comments, like I said again, where it shows you, I'll show you now. It shows you where you are on certain levels, okay? So where your frequencies are. It's really weird to do this on the computer because everything's like backwards. So here you have sort of examples of your energy level, right? So remember I said in the beginning, and if you're just hopping on now, make sure you go back to the beginning of the video because I explained hopefully a little bit clearer about the energies and everything. Lily is listening. Hello, I love that you're starting young. I would be doing the same. So you have your energies here. All right, and when you're really low, okay, you have your feelings of fear and guilt and depression and victimization and insecurity and guilt and unworthiness, jealousy, revenge, hatred, anger, and those are very low frequencies, right? That is literally an energy this has been measured, right? I'm not going to get into all that, but it's been measured that's what we're emitting out into space, right? So you have these low vibrations, and as you work your way up, your vibration gets faster and it gets more powerful, and it has a higher frequency. So your lowest is your fear, your grief, your depression, your powerlessness, your victim, and then your highest is joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. That is when you're at your highest. That is when you're emitting an energy from you that cannot be denied, right? You're walking around and you feel good, and there's love and there's appreciation and there's gratitude, and just everything is working out, and it's shown, right? And you can see this, you can look at this in your life, right? Go into a public place and just look around and look how people are acting, and look at their body language, and look at how they're presenting themselves, or when you're having conversations with people, you can see where they are. And because I'm an empath and because I pick up on people's emotions and feelings and all that stuff, like I can usually see and feel sort of where they're at in terms of that. Okay, but again, I'm going to post this in the comments when we're done so that if you want, you can actually print it out. I have it on my wall. So when you think about your energy and you think about where am I on this field, right? Where am I on this energy vibration? Your reality and the things that you're wanting and the things that you're desiring are on that higher frequency, are on the frequency of gratitude, are on the frequency of love, are on the frequency of appreciation, are on the frequency of empowerment and strength and joy and love, and just those good feelings, thoughts that you feel, those are emitted out. Okay, those are coming out. This is why very sad, depressed people, things are always going wrong for them, and things never happen for them, and things are always, being messed up because they're literally vibrating at such a low frequency that the reality that they're getting is matching that, right? Nothing's working out. Everything's going wrong. The illness continues. The lack of money continues. The horrible relationships continue because their thoughts are allowing this energy to come out that is vibrating very low. So if you think about your reality and you think about what you would prefer and you think about where you would want to be instead, there's two questions that you have to ask yourself. How would I feel in that reality? If I was there, if I had that job, if I had that lover, if I had that money, if I had that career, if I had that business, if I had that whatever, if it's a material thing, how would I feel? How would I feel? What are the emotions, right? Energy, emotion. What are the emotions and the things that I would feel if I had those things, if I was in that reality? And then how can I feel those things now? Where in my life do I feel those things now? And no matter what it is, right? Even if you're wishing for like this mansion with your Prince Charming and your cars and your perfect career and everything is perfect, like what emotions do those things give you? Forget about the material things. Forget about the person. Forget about the lifestyle. What are the emotions that you would feel if you had that? And where do you feel those emotions, and where can you feel those emotions in your life right now? And I guarantee you can dig for those. You can feel those things now, right? They don't have to be, it doesn't have to be difficult to find those things, right? If you're in a place of lack, let's say with money, and you really want money, but you're focused on the fact that you don't have money, you're in that vibration, low vibration of lack. But if you're in abundance, if you're in appreciation and gratitude, and you start looking at the little things that you have in your life that aren't even associated with money, and I've said this a gazillion times on videos and posts that I've made, if you're just having gratitude and appreciation for the things in your life and the abundance in your life that has zero to do with money, you're going to align with a reality where that money is going to come. Not because you're focused on the money, but because you're focused already on the feeling, and you're emitting a frequency of abundance, of appreciation, of love, of security, of contentment, right? So when you focus on gratitude and you focus on those good feeling emotions that send out that energy, that reality is going to align with you, because in that reality, that is what is happening. There is a higher frequency. There's a frequency of gratitude. There's a frequency of appreciation. There isn't any lack. So now you can align with that, right? And you take out, and I've said this before, you take out the how, you take out the what you need in order to have, right? That's a huge thing that I learned over the last 6 years studying this and learning this and applying this in my life is you cannot think about what it is that you need in order to have the thing that you want. Just focus on the thing that you want and how you would feel there and how you can feel those feelings now. Because if you are feeling those feelings now, you are emitting that out, and that is coming out of you right now, the reality that you are desiring must come. It must happen. There's obviously other things. There's limiting beliefs that you got to work through. There's subconscious stuff. Yes, absolutely. That's the reason why, again, like I said, even if you're a great manifester, there might be some things that still are not manifesting yet. There might be some blocks. You got to figure out what those are. You got to work through those. What do you believe about this? Do you believe that it's possible? What are your blocks? We can talk about that next week. But if you're in that consistent vibration of how you would feel in that reality, it's going to line up. I can guarantee you it is going to line up. It may not be automatic, instant, here it is, everything you want all at once, but there's going to be a progression towards it. There's going to be something that moves you closer to it, right? There's going to be the person that you talk to, or the idea that you have, or the phone call that you get, or something that you see. It's going to open up this world where it just starts to happen. It just starts to come for you, okay? So that's what you need to ask yourself. How do I feel in my desired reality? How do I feel in my desired reality? And how do I already feel? How can I already feel that now, right? Where are the things that I can feel those feelings and those emotions now? So in that desired reality, I can guarantee you're happy, you're empowered, you're joyous, you're fulfilled, you're content, you're secure, you're accomplished, you're loved, you're strong, you're healthy, right? Come on, you're not going to desire a crappy reality unless you're in a depression or you're in a mindset where your thoughts are taking you to a very dark place, which it is your responsibility to bring yourself out of that and to think better thoughts, to feel better things, right? But in that reality, that's how you feel. Where can you feel those things now? The second thing you need to ask yourself is, how would I think if I was in that reality? How would I act if I was in that reality? And do that now. Think like that now. Act like that now. Pretend in your mind every single day that you are the person that has the thing in the reality that you want now, okay? And that's the amazing thing that we were gifted with and we were given with, and that's what makes us creators, is our imagination. And I've done videos on this, on your visualization and your imagination and the power of thought and all of those things. We have this mindset, right? So if we can get up in the morning and we can imagine how we would prefer to be and how we would prefer to act, if you were in the reality that you wanted, you would be nice to everybody. You would be happy all the time. You would be positive. And guys, I'm not saying that this is like you walk around like, oh, I'm so happy, everything's perfect. Like, I like to think of myself as I'm a very positive person. I'm usually from 1 to 10, like 1 being miserable, 10 being like ecstatic about life. I'm usually between 7 and 10 on a consistent basis. Does that mean that I don't get depressed? Does that mean that I don't get worried? Does that mean that I don't get anxiety? Does that mean that I don't have fears? Absolutely freaking not. I'm human. I feel those things. I let them come up. I assess them when they come up. I notice the change in my vibration. I look at why I'm feeling those things, right? If anyone ever tells you, oh, just think positive, just keep your mind on the positive things, it's bullshit. Like, 1, you can't do that, and 2, that's not an answer. That's not how you do that. You have to acknowledge the negative feelings. You have to acknowledge where they're coming from. You have to feel that anxiety. You have to feel that fear sometimes and see where it's coming from and see how it got there and why you're feeling it and what am I really scared of and what do I, you have to assess it. You have to have that awareness of it, okay? And then work from there. Then you can change your perspective. Then you can say, what am I learning from this? Then you can say, how can I feel better about this situation? How can I fix this circumstance? How can I fix the way that I'm feeling? How can I think better thoughts, right? I'm not saying that you walk around like in this happy, like, you know, top level stuff all the time. Like, it's not possible. There are going to be circumstances that do affect you in a negative way, but you have to learn to switch them and to change them. And sometimes I'll sit in it. I'll sit in my sadness for a day and I'll allow myself to be sad, but I'm not going to let that continue. I'm not going to let that go on, right? So living every day saying, what is my intention today? You know, how do I want to feel today? How do I feel in the reality that I want to feel? How can I act like that today? How can I be that person today, right? A lot of people, like I was working with someone and she's looking, you know, she's looking for romance and love and all of these things. And I asked her, I said, well, how do you feel when you see a couple, you know, and they're kissing and they're loving? And then she says, oh, I get really mad and I get really jealous and I get like upset. Like, why don't I have that? Like, what's wrong with me? You know? And I said, well, think about that. Think about that energy. Think about that frequency that you're setting out. This is something that you want, and you're having resentment that you don't have it. That's lack. You're having jealousy, okay, that they have it and you don't, okay? Jealousy is a very low frequency in the reality that you want, where you have the man that you want and you have the relationship that you want. Do you feel jealousy? Do you feel lack? Do you feel resentment? Do you feel anger? No. You feel happy. You feel joyous. You feel love, you feel appreciation, you feel gratitude, you feel fulfilled, you feel all these things. So how can you attract that mate? How can you attract that relationship if you're looking at another relationship and something that you want and you're vibrating at a low frequency and you're being angry that you don't have that, right? So again, how would I feel if I had that? How would I act if I had that? Now, if she was in a relationship, she would see another couple doing that and she would get warm, fuzzy feelings. And she would be like, oh my God, that's an amazing feeling. Like, I feel that with my lover. I feel that all the time. Like, isn't that so good? Right? And I remember I did this prior to meeting my husband. Like, I would see couples and I'd be like, oh, it's so sweet. Like, I love that. I love that. That's such a good feeling. Like when somebody hugs you or kisses you, or when you have that partnership, right? There wasn't resentment. There wasn't anger. There wasn't, why not me? There wasn't any of that. So when you're vibrating on that higher frequency and you're having those higher frequency thoughts and emotions and feelings, that reality has to come, okay? So let's see. It's a quote from my Yogi Tea. Happiness is actually an art of living, which is in us. Yes. Yogi tea. I don't have any yogi tea today. I have some, I don't know, traditional medicinals. I don't know. It's lavender. Just being grateful for food and water lifts my vibration to a higher level of alignment. Oh, this is from before, right? This is what I was talking about before, Anita, and that whole idea of gratitude, right? Lifting up. So walk into your life every single day. Wake up and think about the reality that you would desire. How can you be that now? How can you think like that now? How can you feel those things now, right? Have that alignment within yourself every single day where you feel like you're on a higher vibrational level, because the things that you're wanting and desiring are on a higher level of vibration. There's a higher energy that's being emitted by that reality that you want. And again, you know, you don't even have to really understand the holographic universe and the quantum physics of it all. Like I said, I get it. I can't like spit it out in science terms, but if you think about it, if you think about, wow, there's a reality where the things that I am desiring and things that I'm wanting, they're already done. They've already happened, because if you can imagine it, you can have it. God, the universe, energy, life force would not have put this idea inside of your head if it was not possible, right? Our imagination has brought us to where we are right now. If you look at your life, these were all things that you once thought about. These were all things that you know, there's many things in your life that you can list, or things that you wanted that you got, right? We're sometimes so consumed about the things that we want that we don't have. But think about all the things in your life that have really come through and have happened for you and have moved forward for you, and the things that have manifested for you. those were thoughts at one time, right? Your child was a thought at one time. Your home that you live in was a thought at one time. Your car was a thought at one time. Your job was a thought at one time. Everything was a thought and a desire and imagination at one time. And if those things have shifted and now you want something different, if you can imagine something different, it's already done. But the frequency of that circumstance, the frequency of that reality is very different than how you feel. So if you change how you feel, you're going to align with that, right? If you're going to be and feel and think and act like the person that you are in that reality where you have those things, if you act like that now, that reality is a must, right? There's obviously other factors. You've got to be doing this consistently. You've got to be showing up every day for yourself with visualization and meditation and feeling yourself there. You've got to be looking at your limiting beliefs and the things that are holding you back. And I've been really working on like, what is it that I can bring to you guys that can really help you to start doing this for yourself? And so like maybe some online workshops or some things like that I can get going for everyone where we can really come together and start creating the life that we want and the things that we want to feel, because it is possible. It is possible when we have that control and we have that mindset, right? And I thought about this, like I said, yesterday I posted, I manifested a new job and just, it's exactly what I want and exactly what I was picturing, and it's allowing me to do so many other things. And it's just, I held that vibration of those things. I had a new beginning here, right? And I had, what does a new beginning feel like? Feelings: excited, pumped, secure, happy, expectant, change, expansion, transformation, love, appreciation, joy, accomplishment, pride, and gratitude, right? That was what I would meditate on every single morning. How does it feel to be in this new setting? How does it feel to be in this new environment? How does it feel to bring my skills somewhere else? How does it feel to do something that I truly still do love and be in a new place? And what does that feel like? What does that new thing feel like? And it's here and it happened. And that's the case with many things that I've manifested in my life. And again, there's still things. There's always going to be things that you're going to want, right? So it's always that leveling up. It's always working towards that, and it's a step by step. It's a level by level. It's not everything all at once. If you listen to Abraham and Esther, basically they'll say, like, you don't want the buffet all at once. You don't want everything all at once. You may think you do, but you don't, right? You want things in little steps and little easy steps like that. So we're at 40 minutes. Oh, I try to keep it at a half hour, but it just never works. How do we calm our anxiety instantly and raise our vibration? Awesome question. So I'll tell you what I feel like anxiety is and what I've read about and what I think it is and what I know it is and all these things. So first you have to acknowledge that anxiety, right? When you have anxiety and you start to feel your heart rate increase and you feel like you can't breathe and you start thinking, you start overthinking, it's not always what you were thinking at that moment, right? It'll sometimes pop up in random times when you're not expecting it, but it's just residual thoughts and energy and vibration for other times that you were obsessing over things, you were worried about things, you were thinking about things, right? So that usually tends to come up. It's sort of like a residual thing if it's happening at a random time, or you're just like, oh my God, where is this anxiety coming from? Or it's self-induced by your thoughts and by the things that you're thinking at that time. So it's usually worry, fear, and concern over something from the past or something of the future. It's too much past or too much future, right? It's overthinking things that have happened, or it's being worried about things that are going to happen. So you got to figure out what those actual thoughts are that you're getting anxiety about, right? So you've got to pull those thoughts to your awareness. Okay, what is it that's giving me this anxiety? And again, if it's a random anxiety feeling, chances are, like I said, it's residual. It's coming from other thoughts you've been having during other times of the day or weeks before that or 2 days before that. Go back to that. What triggers this, right? What thoughts am I thinking? What am I worried about? What am I fearful of? What are the things that are running my mind all the time? Bring them to the surface. Look at that. And my answer is always, what do I prefer instead? how would I want this to go? How would I want to feel if this was cured, if this was healed, if this was fixed, if the situation was better? How would I feel if that was the case, right? What would I prefer in this fear, in this worry, in this anxiety that I feel, right? Is again, because you're either too much in the past or too much in the future. How would I prefer to feel instead? How can I grab a hold of this anxiety? How can I grab a hold of this fear? How can I see it versus feel it, right? Because that anxiety and that worry and that fear comes up, but if you go along with it, it's going to continue, right? The heart rate's going to continue, the fear is going to continue, the anxiety is going to continue. But if you stop and you see it and you bring it to the forefront of your mind, you say, what am I worried about? What am I fearful about? What are the things that I'm so scared of? And then you ask yourself, what do I prefer instead? How do I want to feel instead? How can this work out? What can I learn from this? It's all about perspective, right? It's all about how you're looking at things. It's all about how you're thinking about things. So your awareness is key when you have that anxiety. So when you're in that place, in that anxiety, you are at a very low vibration. You're in the lowest of the low. You're in fear, okay? It says it right there. You're in fear. So you acknowledge that, right? If I'm in anxiety, I'm in a fearful state. I feel like I don't have control. So it's a very low vibration. What's next after that? Okay, you start to work through it. Okay, I know that. What am I scared of? What are the things that I'm scared of? Why is this really something I should be scared of? Am I creating this in my head? And how could this work out? How could this be better? How could this situation improve? What would I prefer to feel instead? Shifting your mind to think other places that you feel good. Sometimes you're not going to be able to do that, but sometimes you are. Sometimes you are going to be able to take yourself to gratitude, to take yourself somewhere else. And that's that awareness again. And when that comes up, so you can start to raise your vibration by being away from the anxiety, right? Seeing it in front of you versus feeling it and letting it consume you and letting it absorb you. I hope that helps a little bit. And then working your way up, right? You're very normally not going to go from a vibration and a frequency of fear automatically to empowerment. Like there has to be sort of this level where it starts to raise up little by little, and that's why I'm going to put this in the comments. And so you can really like assess where you are on the energy system, and so as you start to work your way up. So after fear, you have insecurity, guilt, unworthiness, right? That's sort of like a little better than the fear and the powerlessness. Then there's jealousy, hatred, rage, revenge, anger. So you start to, and that's the thing, like Abraham Hicks will always say, like, when you're in anger, it's a much better place to be than depression or fear or shame, because at least there's movement, right? At least because fear is such a low frequency, right? And they've measured these emotions in the actual space and time. When you get to anger, at least there's like movement. At least you know that there's like, okay, like we're moving up the scale, we're moving up the energy because there's something rise inside of us. And this is why a lot of times like people like to be angry, right? They like the drama and they like all that because there's movement, there's frequency. So, but what they don't realize is that if you're out of that and you move up even higher, it's even greater in joy and appreciation and forgiveness and love and gratitude and all that fun stuff. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm going at 45 minutes, so I don't want to keep going because I know that's a lot. But if this is like something you guys want to hear more about, talk more about, like I can definitely come on next week and do another one on this because this really lights me up. I love to talk about this stuff because I feel like if we can all grasp this, if we can all walk around so knowledgeable of this, everything can change. Everything can change because, again, we're emitting an energy. So if we're all in this place where we're vibrating a lot higher, the planet will vibrate a lot higher and things will change and things will improve. How do we open our heart? Gratitude. Gratitude. There's nothing that opens your heart more than gratitude, right? To sit with yourself, especially in the morning before the craziness, before the anger, before all the crap that life is going to throw at you, right? Is to sit with yourself in the morning. What am I grateful for? How to open your heart. Sit with yourself and imagine yourself, okay? That there's a frequency coming out of you. How can you lift that up? How can you raise that, right? What are the things that are working for me? What's going right in my life? What are the things that I have that maybe other people wish that they had? Just waking up in the morning, your eyes open, step out of bed, get up. Gratitude right there. You don't need $1 million. You don't need anything. You've got a roof over your head. You got food on the table. You turn on the faucet. You got water. You got food in the fridge. You got a loved one next to you, a pet. The sun came up, the warmth, the cold, the AC, the heat, your clothes on your back, the job that you're going to, the car that you drive, the fact that you can walk outside and be free and safe and know that you're well, right? You don't need sort of the things that you're desiring that you don't have yet to focus on for feel lack. You open your heart when you think about gratitude, and you think about all of the ways in which you're blessed and all of the blessings that have come to you every single day, and you sort of imagine sort of that vibration coming out of your heart and coming out into the world, and being appreciative for everyone you come in contact with, right? You go to the store and the cashier brings up your stuff, or maybe not now you do your own ringing up or whatever, but like have appreciation for everything and every step that you take and everything that's in your life. And again, that doesn't mean that you're walking around like this total Pollyanna and everything's perfect and everything's wonderful and I'm never upset and I'm never worried, but it's where your focus is going. It's where where you're putting your energy. It's where you're putting your thoughts. It's where you're putting your mindset. It's where you're having that connection with everything that's around you, right? If you're looking for that, if you're looking for the good, if you're looking for what's working, if you're looking for what's right, if you're looking for where there's blessings, you're going to find more of that. You're always going to find more of it. And I always think of it like we're children of God, right? So we ask God for things, and if we're always like, we get things and then we're not grateful when we get them, like we're grateful for like a half second and then we're like, okay, I got this, now I want this. That wasn't enough. I still wanted this. How come I got this when I wanted that? If you were a parent and you did that for a kid, or you were an aunt or uncle and a kid, every time you gave them something was like, oh, this is it. This is all you got me. Like, I want this. This is not enough. I want. Would you be inclined to continue to give that child more? No, you'd be like, this little Marina don't appreciate anything. God is the same way, right? God is going to work with the frequency of gratitude, of love, of appreciation, of empowerment, of joy, of happiness. And so the more that you're thankful for the things that He, energy, whatever source has given you, the more it's going to come. But you have to maintain that vibration. You have to maintain that highness. How do we ask the universe for help? I think it's less of asking the universe for help and just working on ourselves enough with everything I shared, just getting into a place of feeling the things that you want to feel, and just saying to the universe, guide me, right? Just guide me. Just take me where I need to go. Make me see the things I need to see. Make me speak to the right people. Help me to see the opportunities. Help me to become a better person. Help me to feel better. Help me to be the best I can be, so that can happen, right? So many times we're like, I want this, I want this, I want that, right? People pray, they're like, give me this, give me this. Like, no, let's try less of the gimme and less of how can I work on myself in order for that to be possible, right? What do I need to work on to be better? How do we know our efforts are manifesting? You'll see it. You'll see it. You don't even have to question it. Things are going to start to pop up. There's going to be synchronicity, things that you didn't see before, or someone's going to say something, or you're going to be pulled to inspiration, to do an action or to do something. Your manifestation is not always like poof, boom, it's here. There's usually these little signs and these little steps on the way to them. So you're going to see that in sort of how you feel and how you're being pulled to things, right? Your manifesting is going to be happening more so when you're feeling good. So when you're feeling good and things are aligning, it's, again, when things are getting better, things just keep getting better. Like, boom, boom, boom. I know for me, when I first learned this stuff and I was like on my game, like this, forget it. Like, boom, everything happened. A relationship happened, a new job happened, a new apartment happened, and everything just like, boom, happened all at once. So that's it. It's 50 minutes. I'm going to let you guys go. Be open to the universe and a higher alignment, and it will all come to you. It will. And it may not always come the way that you thought it would. Like, that's a huge thing I learned too with all of this, is like, you have a vision, but like God has a bigger vision. So don't limit it. Like, this or something better. Like, I always end my meditations or prayers, like, or my visualization, like, this or something better, this or something better, because you're so limited, right? You've got such like this, like, here, and God's got this for you, and the universe got this for you, and there's frequencies and levels of forget it, right? Things that you can't even imagine. And it is difficult sometimes to get there because, again, we have limiting beliefs, we have fears, we have worries, we have all that stuff that we got to work through. But maybe I'll do a topic on that next week. So go back if you just hopped on midway, start this again, put it on your way to work, put it on tonight before you go to sleep instead of watching TV. That's what I do. I read a book, I listen to personal development, I meditate before I go to bed. I am not on my phone, I do not watch TV, I'm not doing any of that. So if you just popped on, go back and hopefully this helps. I'm going to post this picture in the comments so you can go back, you can print it out, and just know energetically where you are. So this worked out on the computer, huh? I'm probably a little bit clearer too. I feel like I'm a little bit clearer. So maybe I'll do it on this from now on. So I love you all. I hope this has helped. Let me see if I missed anyone here. Cool. Indeed, you just answered me. Do we have a choice of our desired frequency? Okay, so can you please share where we can find that chart? Oh, Christina, I'm putting it in there. Lily, Melanie, I hope you're still on. I can't wait to see a little munchkin. I'm going to text you actually because things have been a little crazy. I don't know if you've heard, but all right. So love you all. Have a great one. It's only been 45 minutes. All right. I feel now I'm spent. This is truly not as spent as my pups here. Can you see her? You guys all love Shoo Shoo, so I'll give you a little. She's hanging out. Got her and the cat here hanging. All right, so I'll let you guys go. Love you all. See you next week. Bye.